The information for you to be informed is out there, and you are informing an audience now who's going to go out and spend money based on what you say. I think you should focus on the largest people leading the charge. The problem is it's not just that. The problem is that like, and if you go to my subreddit and you look at that post, even I didn't realize how bad it was until you guys started doing homework for me. So rough ET on the GME manifesto, days, weeks. I should be able to get anything like that done in a week or less. I think my workflow is going to be, step 1 is to create like a general outline of the document, like what I want to do. Step 2 is I'm probably going to calendar out a ton of shit. Like here's a timeline of everybody's tweets and all the messaging and everything compared to what's actually going on with GME. And then step 3 will be to like flesh out like an actual document interspersed with people's thoughts and ideas. Yeah. I think the big thing that I want to focus on for GME is I think that GME shows a massive failure on the more than a failure. I think GME shows massive hypocrisy with content creators, so everybody in the YouTube and Twitch sphere, and viewers. And I think both sides need to be held equally accountable. People always say that they want nonpartisan media. People always say they want to read like what's factually correct and they want people to do their homework, blah, blah, blah. But that's not how you guys act. Like you guys just want to see the most sensationalized shit you can possibly get your hands on. And that's what you want to watch and that's what you'll consume. And then in turn, content creators that will complain about mainstream media are actually just trying to supply that sensational media that people want to consume. So like the fault both belongs to media creators, except for, oddly enough, possibly the mainstream media, which might have been exactly right on this. I'm going to have to go through and double check their coverage. But the responsibility of this is going to fall for sure on alternative media and their coverage, and then how you guys consume media. People on Reddit, people on Twitter, because, oh my God. The worst part about this particular thing is that it actually does real damage to people on the ground now. Like actual people are getting fucked now because they're investing in these dumbass meme stocks that they shouldn't be investing into. And I hope that by like doing a document like this, I can show you like, hey, look, like you thought that this guy was like credible, but look at what he said during this thing, or look at what this person was talking about when this happened. That hopefully by like showcasing stuff like that, people are like, oh, okay, well maybe this person isn't really a reliable person to get information from, because when it came time for them to do even rudimentary homework, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. So I feel like, and I kind of don't want to say this because I do get a small ego boost from being like, oh, Destiny, he's so smart, blah, 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 blah. If I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, 100%, cumulatively, the total amount of reading and research that I've done on this stock-related stuff is less than 3 hours, maybe less than 2 hours. And I feel like I am more informed than 99% of content creators talking about this. That shouldn't be possible. Something is very, 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 very fucking wrong there if that's the case. Like, for all the information that I have related to all of this, like, MSE stuff, or I'm sorry, I don't know what MSE stands for. I keep saying MSE. For all the GME stuff, I feel like I'm more informed than almost every single other content creator talking about it. Like, which that's just unreal. It shouldn't be happening. Will this not cause those to do the same to you, or worse, band together to take you down, hurt you financially? I've already been hurt financially. I think my credibility is unassailable. I don't know. I think that I'm pretty credible when I talk about things. I get stuff wrong, but I think I generally do my homework. Like, I think it's pretty rare. I'm sure it's happened before, but I think it's pretty rare when I'm just like completely fucking wrong, sipping the Kool-Aid totally off base on something because I'm trying to pander to some ideological base. I'm sure I get stuff wrong sometimes, of course. Everybody does. But this was more than that. This was like an intentional misrepresentation or not due diligence of the facts to spread an ideological like narrative, which I think is just disgusting. How much is it your own research and how much is it as input from your community? I don't know, probably 50-50. Talking to Ragepope helped me a lot, but then I also did a lot of like, honestly, a really great starting point was the CEO conversation from the Webull guy. That guy was a really good starting point for learning about a lot of the market mechanics stuff.
There's so much going back and forth without any real facts. I think what we're seeing happening in social media, most specifically Reddit, is an echo chamber of concerns people have that have nothing to do with the financial markets and the intentions that go behind stopping a specific stock or a group of stocks from trading.
Because that guy laid it out like pretty clearly. And then from there, as soon as you stop looking at things with a conspiratorial mindset, it's pretty easy to kind of piece together like what exactly is going on. Like everything is like there wasn't very much like cloak and dagger hidden shit about this. Like all of this was relatively straightforward, unless you're an insane conspiracy theorist. Like, yeah. It's so funny because everybody uses these words like market manipulation, you know? What is market manipulation? Short selling is not market manipulation. You know what market manipulation is? It's telling everybody to buy a stock for the sake of fucking over a hedge fund, silencing dissenting opinions on it, continuing to drive people towards artificially like building up a bubble so that you can cover your own losses, right? And then by only posting information about this, encouraging people to do it over and over and over again, while ending your posts with the metaphorical equivalent of in a video game, right? Oh, this isn't investing advice, by the way. Like, oh, Apple is linking part of the U.S. code. It is unlawful for any person, directly or indirectly, by the use of the mails, or any means of instrumentality of interstate commerce, or of any facility of any national securities exchange, or for any member of a national securities exchange. 1, for the purpose of creating a false or misleading appearance of active trading in any security other than a government security, or a false or misleading appearance with respect to the market for any such security. A, to the effect any transaction in such security which involves no change in the beneficial ownership thereof, or B, to enter an order or orders for the purchase of such security with the knowledge that an order or orders of substantially the same size, at substantially the same time, and at substantially the same price for the sale of any such security, blah, 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 blah. To the effect along with the series of transactions, which is like 100% what was happening on the sub. And like the information was being like curated as such.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Hey, okay, quick question. I haven't started to do all my reading on this yet to see everything that's happening, but just informally, is there any evidence that the initial drive up in price was even led by retail traders and not like other like investment firms?
So the answer is no, but I don't have access to that evidence. What you would need is level 3 order books. So that's basically saying who's placing these bids and when. Mm-hmm. There's anecdotal evidence based on kind of activity that Citadel's published. And then based on kind of what was happening on Wall Street Bets, that there was people starting to like buy GME on a retail level and push the price a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. The best guess from everybody that I've talked to is that this kind of served as a catalyst for everybody to get in and kind of crush all the people in the short positions. Mm-hmm. So normally like the firms don't like speak together and they don't like talk as like, hey man, you want to go fuck Melvin Capital? Mm-hmm. But kind of when they saw all this activity happening on the online forums, they basically said, you know what? This is a good catalyst. This is going to bring everybody together probably. And so we're going to start going long, and everybody kind of saw that and they all kind of piled in the trade to just like crush the people on the short side. Mm-hmm. And then they got out well before the retail people did. And that kind of crushed everything. That's my best guess at that timeline.
Okay, gotcha. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, just curious. All right. Were you going to draw the line between responsibility and stupidity? Our comments like, wow, this WSP is really exciting historical. Okay, or you be impugning anyone with the platform? The problem is that the information for you to be informed is out there, and you are informing an audience now who's going to go out and spend money based on what you say. I don't understand why people, and even in my community, people are like, oh, Destiny. It's not that they were like, blah, blah, blah. They were just like being dumb. It's like, okay, well, and I was being dumb when I called people the F word online. Like, why is one okay but not the other? It's kind of your responsibility as somebody that's disseminating a message across a larger platform to like know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Like, why is there all of a sudden like no responsibility there? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. Seems the stock guy made a 180 with his argument on GME. He's calling people he got into idiots. Skim through this vid. Oh, yeah. How does Mark Cuban get suckered into the Wall Street bet shit? I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know. I truly don't know. He seems like a smart businessman. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how Mark Cuban made his money. The only person that I saw that was a somewhat mainstream media like stock or a mainstream like stockish figure talk about this was that didn't have dog shit fucking takes was, believe it or not, was Martin Shkreli. But even Shkreli in his post, the only thing that people seemed to take from his post that people were reading from was when he was saying that it could go to $1,000 a share. But even when he said that, I think he was saying that like that could take a year or something. I think you should focus on the largest people leading the charge. The problem is it's not just that. The problem is that like, and if you go to my subreddit and you look at that post, even I didn't realize how bad it was until you guys started doing homework for me. The problem is it almost seems like you'd have to be stupid to not think that like Robinhood and all the hedge funds were coming together to fuck you over. Everybody was in on this. And the problem is that like once we're done with this, all of these fucking content creators are going to go back to the same shit they said before, where it's like, oh, the media is sensationalist. Like, you guys, like, the media is the problem. Like, the media is just for profit. The media is just for profit. Remember all the lefties? Guess what lefties are doing when they're giving a sensationalist take because they know it's boosting their viewership? They're engaging in the same type of behavior that they're critical of mainstream media for engaging. Oh, you guys are just lying to make a profit. And you're lying because it's selling headlines, because you're getting a lot of viewers talking about it and hyping it up. Like, and I don't know, that's crazy to me. Like, I'm fucking here in Cancun. It was so hard for me not to say anything, but I'm here in Cancun and there's like 4 nerdy guys next to us, like in some fucking thing, and I hear them talking about like the fucking stock and their investments and shit in it. It's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ! Like, everyone in the fucking world jumped in on this meme shit.
GME at $300. We are showing the big bad hedge funds who's boss. GME at $90. We will hold, don't worry. The media is to blame. GME at $52. Omega lol, we were just memeing, but hey, would you like to buy some GME stocks? It's hot.
You gnome fuck!
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Explain to me how it is that you'll defend Robinhood, a company seeking to IPO, when they go on CNBC to lie about the liquidity problems and call out the stock guy for misinformation. Calling out moronic content creators is easy. How is it they always find a way to punch down? And where the fuck did you go? Okay. You don't know who I am if you think that I only punch down, okay? That's just you being ignorant as fuck about who the fuck I am and why the fuck my past is what it is and why I'm the only large fucking content creator on here without a fucking check mark, okay? You have no fucking idea why. I don't know why you would say that other than you just don't know anything about me, which is fine, okay? But it's also not an argument, okay? Number 2, defend Robinhood. I'm not defending Robinhood at all. I'm just explaining like why they've done what they've done. Is it possible that Robinhood could have had a little bit more foresight and have tried to raise money ahead of like all these people trying to? Yeah, sure. There might have been things they could have done better. But there's a big difference between me, just because I'm saying that there's not an evil cabal of like Jewish financial wizards trying to steal all of your money with a coordinated fucking short ladder attack or whatever new terms you guys are making up. Just because like I'm saying that that's not the case doesn't mean I'm necessarily defending Robinhood. I don't even know what I would defend them here for. I don't even know what they would be attacked for here. Robinhood didn't really do much. There's not really much they could have done. So I'm not defending fucking Robinhood either, okay? When you say they lie about their liquidity, it's kind of strange to call it a liquidity problem. It kind of is a liquidity problem, but when you say liquidity, that implies a lot more. Like, not being able to put up collateral is a kind of liquidity, but like, if you're going to call that a liquidity problem, literally every single problem anybody experiences ever in the history of all of business kind is a liquidity problem. Like, oh, why didn't you hire more employees? Oh, we have a liquidity problem. Like, oh, why was the shipment late yesterday? Oh, we have a liquidity problem. We couldn't hire faster trucks. Like, oh, why didn't you show up to work yesterday? Oh, I was sick. I have a liquidity problem. I couldn't afford good healthcare. Like, it's just dumb. Like, why everything is a liquidity problem, okay? Calling out moronic content creators is easy. Well, it's not when every single content creator is all unified in their dumb fuck take related to GME. It's not like everybody, yeah. What is this?
Thing is, how it can go right, how it can go wrong, how these people, instead of doing something that shouldn't be legal, did it, but got too greedy, got caught by a bunch of people who were fed the fuck up, and they lost $3 billion.
What were they doing that was illegal? Oh my god, there's so many people commenting on this. Oh my god.
There is like a whiplash. The fucking average investor is getting harmed from this. No, the average investor is only going to get harmed from this when the big boys start making money again, when GameStop's price corrects itself. For the time being, right now,
everything.
the people pushing are fucking actually regular average Joes. A big chunk of it is like retail investors. And those are the ones who are literally directly taking the money from fucking hedge funds that have absolutely abused the system for far too fucking long. So anyone who tells you like, oh no, it's the average Joe that's suffering right now is lying to you. If they say they're going to suffer tomorrow, then that's another thing. But if they're saying the average Joe suffering right now, they're fucking lying to you. These are hedge funds. You never get a perfect fucking villain. Hedge funds are Lex Luthor. Like, they are literally the perfect villain from
They're the perfect villain for hedge funds. There is a ton of different hedge funds. Isn't like one of the largest hedge funds in the world? Is it, or in North America? Isn't it like the Ontario Teachers fucking hedge fund? Like hedge funds can manage pensions of teachers and firefighters and police. Like what is it? I feel like when people say hedge fund, people think that a hedge fund is like a bunch of James Bond villains get together and they're like, let's go ahead and take all of our money and invest in the destruction of Flint, Michigan's water supply. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Do you even know what the fuck? Why the fuck are you even? If you identify as a socialist or communist, you should just never talk about the economy or finance. Just don't, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Just don't say anything. Just don't talk about it. Just avoid, like, save everybody the headache. Like, oh my God, just stop.
From a leftist POV, it's not like they're doing a net benefit to society, okay? They literally only work with the wealthiest investors on the planet, and they do shit like this all the fucking time. It is literally
shit like what? Shorting stocks?
The Pink Wug comic accurately describing the situation.
Did you hear about the Barstool Sports Bettor lost 70K? No, he lost 700K.
This is completely true, by the way.
Scenario in which they would either get rich or become victims of the Armageddon.
Yep.
Literally QAnon tier trash.
Yep.
Your apps. Wow, really? Donations? It says the government needs to step in. Sinister forces are destroying rich people money. And this is completely true, by the way. This is the fucking narrative, okay? This is the narrative we're going to be hearing. When our economy fucking implodes,
speaking of narratives,
because of rich people fucking around with it, that's just how it works. It's a system, blah blah. Very unfortunate. When regular people dip their balls into the Wall Street pudding, it is disruptive, and it is chaotic, and it is terrible. You know.
Stop saying that Vosh walked back on it. I don't give a fuck. Because Vosh still watches my stream. Of course he walked back on it after I started to do a bunch of investigations. But the problem is that all of these people still massively benefited from giving the takes in the first place. Like, it doesn't matter if you massively benefit from something and then walk it back over and 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 over again. Who cares? Like, good job. You correct yourself later. But you still, like, profited off of the sensationalism early on when you could have just done an hour of research. Like, 1 hour of research. That's, like, all I did. I did, like, a couple hours of research on those tops. I mean, to be fair, I knew a little bit about investing like prior to this, but I didn't know much about like any of this shit. It took like an hour or two to figure this out.
We're doing it just so happened to be on the exact day that Wall Street Bets was obliterating hedge funds on Wall Street. Just so happened to be, hey, yeah, on this day, we're doing a review, and come to find out, people said some very naughty things on this server. So I guess we have to shut it down because people say things all over the internet. It's not a coincidence that the day they took them down is the day that they were bankrupting hedge funds and taking down wealthy and powerful people. So look at the
Another annoying thing, and I understand that this is always going to be the case with outside media people like reporting on this, and even it's funny because we memed about Wall Street Bets. We memed about that in my stream chat like a year ago. Like, dude, did you hear about Wall Street Bets? Have you ever heard? Like, anybody that's spent any amount of time in Wall Street Bets knows that, like, if you had spent any amount of time on Wall Street Bets and somebody was like, yo, they got banned for like a lot of like homophobic shit and everything, you'd be like, oh shit, I'm surprised it took this long. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, literally no one is surprised by this unless you're some new frog that has like never heard of Wall Street Bets, or you don't know anything about the sub, and the first time you're hearing about it now is when you're trying to jump in on this fucking stock craze. Like, Destiny, you're also part of the opinion industry. It's cool that your opinion was research according to this, but it's not like you've never profited from just having a hot take on something before. I mean, fine, criticize them because you believe they're being hypocritical or very dumbless, but I assume you're aware you as a person has really profited from the opinion industry. I have no problems with anybody profiting from the opinion industry. What I have a problem with is somebody shoveling shit and pretending like it's fucking gold. And then and then making a fuck ton of money off of it. Especially, and it's especially egregious in this case because now they're actually causing their viewers to lose money on it. So now it's like worse than it ever has been before. Because now they're actually like actively harming instead of passively harming. Normally we just passively harm our viewers by giving them dog shit opinions that they're going to argue with their mom and dad and stepsister about. But now they're actively harming them because a lot of these dipshits are signing up for these trading ups for the first time and actually losing their ass on it. To other hedge funds, by the way. The super ironic part about all of this is that leftists I have never seen lefties work harder in my life. I've never in my life seen leftists work harder to make hedge funds richer than they have during this whole GME fiasco. True. That's a based tweet, my friend. How do you think a liquidation problem for a broke dealer the same as a liquidation problem for hiring or going to the hospital? I'm just saying, I'm just saying that technically you can call everything a liquidity problem. Like, because technically everything could be solved in business by having more money, kind of, sort of. So I'm just saying, like, calling everything a liquidity problem kind of is dumb. Oh wait, let me listen to the rest of this.
Trick. What's the first thing they go for? Censorship. They go for censorship and they go for, like, political correctness. Oh, you're going to defend them? I guess you like hate speech. I guess you like racism. I guess you like sexism. I guess you like every negativism. I guess you are those things if you're defending them. See what they do?
Oh.
Now, sorry, but it has to be said. Anybody who ever cheered on censorship, this is the logical conclusion. You thought it was only going to be used against, like, genuinely bad people or whatever? Are you kidding me? Of course, censorship will always be used against the powerless when they go after the powerful. Censorship will always be used to protect the elites and the establishment. Because guess what? It's the elites and it's the establishment who have all the fucking power. So of course they're going to go after anybody who threatens or questions their authority. And that's what Wall Street Bets was doing. They were taking down powerful people.
Wow.
So they come up with a BS argument and they took them down from Discord.
What's in it? There's like some song, Fight the Power. I feel like I've heard this song before. What is this?
They halted trading.
Uh-oh.
They halted trading. So in other words, when regular people started playing the market and making money, shut it all down. Can't have that.
You gnome fuck!
And now they're actually having
Happy
a conversation. I'm not kidding
buddy.
about
Thanks.
this popped up on Twitter right before I came on air to talk to you guys. They're actually having a conversation about potentially bailing out some of these companies, which is beyond ridiculous. I'll read you the exact tweet here. This is from Street Insider. It's like a Wall Street news company, I guess. CNBC's David Faber said he is hearing a number of hedge funds are in similar trouble that Melvin Capital saw in its GameStop situation and may need to be bailed out. Look at the wording. May need to be bailed out. So stop and think about this. When you say, hey, we need health care,
Government bailouts are not the same as looking for another company to bail you out. He's not really going to make this mistake. He's gonna say later. Now I know technically when they say bailout, they weren't looking for a government bailout. I know he's gonna go on to correct himself. I'm sorry.
How many of these people spreading
Hold on.
bullshit about GME actually believe what they are saying versus the misinformed / too lazy to research? In your opinion?
I don't know. He's gonna correct. He's gonna like clarify. Don't worry. Sorry. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. My bad. 1 second.
and may need to be bailed out. Look at the wording. May need to be bailed out. So stop and think about this. When you say, hey, we need health care, because 40,000 to 65,000 Americans die every year because they don't have access to basic health care. Tens of millions of Americans don't have health insurance. Medical bills is one of the top causes of bankruptcy. So you say we need health care. We need education, including college. We have over $1 trillion in student loan debt. We need survival checks because 60% of the businesses that
It's coming.
closed
Hold on,
because
hold
of
on, hold
COVID
on.
are now permanently closed.
He's coming with it. Hold on.
30% of the country can't make their housing payment.
He's
When
about
you
to
say those things, what do they say to you? Shut up, suck it up, here's some bootstraps. But when Wall Street billionaire hedge funds make shitty speculative bets,
and then ask for bails from other private companies, private firms, right? He's about to say, 1 second.
and they lose, we quote, need a bailout. You need a bailout? You need a bailout. No. You want a bailout. Welfare for the people is somehow discounted immediately and not taken seriously, but corporate welfare is something that you need.
I don't understand how you can do political commentary for this long and not just like by osmosis, like pick up like a little bit of what you're talking about. Like I would expect Kalinske to be one of those people where it's like I would be scared of talking to you and disagreeing with you because like you've been in this industry so long, you must know a lot just by virtue of being here for so long. I would say it's actually impressive how long he's been commentating, yet how clueless he is about literally everything. Like it's actually, he must have like a shield. He must have like an iron dome to shoot down incoming information missiles before they ever make it into the country of Kyle Kalinski's brain. Like,
GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing.
Oh no. And now Tim Pool comes out. Destiny? You said multiple times that you thought Kyle Kalinske was dumber than I was. Well, haha. Hold on a minute, okay? Hold on one moment there.
The GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing.
Oh my god. Wait a second. We thought that Kyle Kalinske was the dumbest motherfucker in the world. But then all of a sudden, you see, peeking his head over the wall.
Politics for 1,014
I can't.
years.
I'm too lazy to look at the
Highs
actual
and
song.
embarrassment.
Okay, never mind. Fuck it. I just wanted the Titan song of the dumb fuck Titan bring his head over the goddamn wall.
The GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing history. The people are rising up in the only way they can, and the only way they know how right now to actually make some change, challenging the billionaires, but the machine is fighting back. Desperate to stave off billions of dollars in losses, they're colluding in the open with big tech firms to restrict the ability of the little guy to buy stock, but they'll let you sell so the stock crumbles. Right now, the latest reporting is coming from Reuters. Losses on short positions in U.S. firms top $70 billion. $70 billion. Oh, the pain's coming. They're rigging the game. They're trying to stop the people. But I don't think it's going to work. The shills are still out and about, however. Those trying to distract us from what's going on. Those pushing rage bait garbage issues, distracting everyone from what's really going on right now. And we can see them for who they really are. But boy, do we have a lot happening. A reoccupying of Wall Street may be upon us, and I mean this literally. One group saying they will lead a protest to Zuccotti Park in New York to protest, to reoccupy. And these are Republicans. These are young Republicans saying we've had enough of bailing out these companies. My friends, we are also witnessing 2 major lawsuits being filed against Robinhood, the app that suspended the ability to buy stock, but will allow you to sell it. That way the price tanks. And
So like, this is what I'm thinking. This is like my thought process, okay? Because my thought process is I try to think like nothing can be too simple, right? You have to see it from multiple points of view, right? So like when I first started to hear like, oh, they suspended buying but not selling, like, well, that seems like a blatantly corrupt thing to do. That seems like a pretty out in the air, openly fucking corrupt thing to do. So what actually happened? Like, is it actually just like blatant open corruption, or might there be like another explanation? I don't know. That's kind of what I think of. Like when you see something where it's like, wait a second, this is just like blatantly horribly corrupt. It's like, well, hold on. Maybe there might be another explanation for this, right? Like legal goes into the lawsuit stuff. I honestly don't give a fuck. I'd be shocked if any lawsuit fucking has any teeth at all, but who knows. In the Legal Eagle video, he explains that the lawsuits are dead on arrival. Oh, nice. Robinhood closed buy orders only to decrease their collateral from $3 billion under $1 billion. They should just increase margin requirements on the customers. Sure. That's probably asked many times. What's your prediction for Jamie tomorrow? I said yesterday that Jamie would go under $60, and I was wrong on that. It took 2 days for that. So now the DGG analyst desk is going to take a break. Our prediction was 1 day delayed, and you know what? We have a higher standard of quality at the DGG analyst desk. So
there is a deep desire in a sizable chunk of the American public to dethrone the elites who collaborated to make life miserable for them. The beautiful thing about Wall Street Bets is that it's nonviolent, doesn't have as collateral damage other ordinary people, and it beautifully exposes how the whole rotten system is utterly and completely fake. And if it's fake, it can be just as easily made to benefit society at large as it is currently made to benefit the hedge funders and other economic royalists. At its core, what is going on with GameStop is about the fact that ordinary folks were willing to risk their money with very real stakes. They get it. And they did it just to have the chance to make some greedy elites suffer. And it's also about the fact that with collective action and solidarity, even the mighty can phenomena. There is a deep desire in a sizable
take down a $13 billion hedge fund.
Oh yeah, that's the one I tweeted. You want to add Philip DeFranco? You guys should just post on the subreddit.
So no cutesy intro, we're jumping straight into the news and the dumpster fire that is this AMC GameStop Robinhood story. Do you know how much you have to have messed up to get AOC, Dave Portnoy, Ted Cruz, and Donald Trump Jr. on the same side? And the answer is a lot.
Why would she host me? I'm gonna be done streaming soon. In like 20 minutes.
A ton. If you tried to quantify it, it would sound like a made-up number that a child came up with, like 11 gajillion. So while this is still a developing situation, in part what I'm talking about here is that Robinhood today decided to make it so that you could not buy new stock for GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, Bed Bath & Beyond, and more. And that move comes as the stock market has been heavily upended by a group of Redditors from the subreddit Wall Street Bets. I've been covering this story this week where you have people on Wall Street Bets and kind of just retail investors in general, leveraging a process known as short squeezing to force hedge funds to take a massive loss in stocks. And while short squeezing is by no means a new tactic, their efforts were just wholly unprecedented. For example, GameStop share price surged to $470 today, but just half a year ago, it was only $4. So that's why this week we've seen so many people just buying and buying and buying this stock up until Robinhood users like myself logged in this morning and found they could no longer buy new stock, instead only allowing us
Why the fuck is Philip DeFranco trading on fucking Robinhood, dude? You've got to be like a multi-fucking millionaire by now. Why the fuck are you trading on this fucking shitter app for fucking Reddit teenagers? What is wrong with you?
Sell off existing shares of these select stocks. And so notably, this one-way pipeline meant that Robinhood, in effect, only allowed moves that would continue to push the stock back down, with Robinhood citing in a statement recent volatility, saying that it also raised margin requirements for certain securities. And so this loss of Robinhood was a massive setback for many Wall Street Bets traders, right? And with this, we saw many of the stocks plummet, though it is a developing situation. Some have gone back up, it's all over the place. And while Robinhood is not the only company to make this call, right? More traditional brokerages like TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab have also restricted some forms of trading. It just feels worse with Robinhood. I mean, they built their whole identity around this idea of democratizing finance for all. So that's why a lot of people, including myself, are pissed. Which is why I'll say, one, as a longtime Robinhood customer, I'm fucking furious. I'm moving my money. And two, in the past, they've actually had spots on my show. And so let me make this very clear. I'm not suspending future Robinhood spots. I am completely canceling them. And I don't care how much money I got offered. I'm not taking them back on, right? Many people, including myself, understood the inherent risk of investing into a number of these stocks. It was high volatility, right? I might lose all my money. The market is the market. But when you make it so that people can only sell, and you're widely seen as the brokerage for the everyday person, and this whole movement has been charged by the everyday person, what the fuck do you expect to happen when on that app you make it so people can only sell? And all of that is why we're seeing people like Representative Rashida Tlaib speaking out, saying this is beyond absurd. The Financial Services Committee need to have a hearing on Robinhood's market manipulation. They're blocking the ability to trade to protect Wall Street hedge funds stealing millions of dollars from their users to protect people who use the stock market as a casino for decades. It wasn't just the Joe Blows and the politicians speaking out. We saw a number of internet creators chiming in, hitting on that same note, like Ethan Klein, who wrote, "Why the fuck do we protect hedge funds? They're parasitic money black."
Snake. This is Campbell.
Okay, we're done.
It is time to fight the Lalilulalo again. This time they have infiltrated a website called Wall Street Bets. You have to fight Psycho Mantis, who started to mind control everyone there, including some social media personalities.
Do you think stopping all trades on these stocks would look better optically? No. And that's the funny thing that nobody fucking thought about. If Robinhood would have stopped all trades instead of just buys, do you know what people would be spam posting? They would be spam posting, "Why the fuck can I not fucking close my position on this stock? I should be able to sell my stock. They're holding my money, they're stealing my fucking money, and I can't fucking sell. Now I'm watching the price go down on other fucking things, and I can't sell. It's the worst thing in the fucking world." All they have to do is stop buys. If everybody would all of a sudden have the right story. If all they need are collateralization requirements, it doesn't matter if we sell the stock. We should always be able to sell. What the fuck are they doing? That's what would happen if they only restricted, if they restricted the buys and the sells. Why the fuck would you keep your customers from closing a position? That sounds like so fucking scary. But nobody even stops for like a microsecond to think like how that would have played out. What's your take on Mark Cuban's AMA? I'll be going over that a lot. Mark Cuban is probably, well, he's one of the people that gives the least fuck about anything, I would have to say, of course. But I think Mark Cuban is one of the people that should probably be held the most responsible. Because Mark Cuban literally showed up and like Batmaned his way into that sub, trying to seem like he was like some shining fucking beacon of hope for all the people that were like left bag holding, basically. For the corrupt Wall Street Bets mods that were trying to get rich off of their stupid fucking users. Elon Musk as well. Although Elon Musk always tweets like a fucking child. Like I expect Elon Musk to be. Elon Musk is an idiot when it comes to anything outside of a very narrow purview of interests, and anybody intelligent knows this at this point. If you're taking Elon Musk's like, if Elon Musk isn't specifically talking about like fucking building a rocket or building a fucking car, you should be ignoring every single fucking thing that Elon Musk says. Elon Musk is to cars and rockets what Jordan Peterson is to like developmental or self-help psychology. Very, very, very fucking good when they're talking about what they know about, and immediately tuned the fuck out when they open their mouth about any other fucking thing. For some reason, Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson both have this problem where they get very good in their particular thing, and then all of a sudden they think they're an expert on literally every single fucking thing that they can talk about. I don't know why or how. I don't know how this happens to some people and not to others, but holy shit. Destiny, does he even know anything about cars or rockets, or does he just shun his way into them by hiring actual people who know shit? Whether or not Elon Musk knows anything about cars or rockets or just finds good people to work that shit, I would give him credit either way. I mean, like, I didn't think Tesla was going to last this long. They've had a lot of problems, and their road has been incredibly fucking bumpy. But it seems like they're still holding on. And Tesla's still doing cool shit. Not Tesla, I'm sorry. SpaceX is still doing cool shit, so... yeah, I don't know. We'll see. How do you feel about Chamath Pali? Is that the 700K dude? I don't get how that company's worth so much but makes so little. That's speculation, my dude. Don't you feel like Tesla could be viewed as a massive Ponzi scheme? I don't know, my dude. We'll see. I don't know why people... I'd have to read into it more. I don't know why people think that company's going to be worth so much. I'm not sure. Can you explain why Robinhood stopped trading on a number of stocks but not all of them? Why? I feel like I'm not going to explain it anymore. When I do my big manifesto, the most fun part about my big manifesto is I'm going to have like a 15-minute intro where I explain everything, and I'm pretty sure in 15 minutes I can make anybody understand basically everything that's happened. Like, it's that simple. But I'm not going to, but I've explained this like 30 times. I'm not going to do it over and again. So just wait until I do my big write-up on it or whatever. But like, I'm pretty sure I can explain like in 15, 20 minutes, more or less, like everything that's happened. Because nothing here is like that complicated. Like, it's, or at least I don't think so. This is Chamath. Oh, I see people type the name a lot, but I honestly have no idea who the guy is. CEO of Social Capital. Social Capital. Oh no. Is this some dumb fuck like wants to be like a socialist hedge fund manager or some stupid shit? What is this? He owns the Warriors? Oh, okay, I don't know. I have no idea. He's a VC dude. Oh, gotcha. He was a VP of Facebook. He's a theoretical. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that there was going to be this level of misinformation spread in such a coordinated manner by so many different influencers. The point of a short squeeze is to force shorts to buy by increasing collateral requirements. If your broker halts the stock because of collateral requirements, it's literally your fault. The point of a short squeeze is to force shorts to buy by increasing collateral requirements. Wait, what? No, you're talking about different types of collateral, and I don't even think it's true. I thought the point of a short squeeze is to make it so that you start to buy up all of the securities that the person with the short position would need to shore up their position. That's the whole point. The point is that you know he needs to buy shares back at some point, so you hold on to them and you don't sell until the price skyrockets. The collateral requirements talking about like set by like DTC or by like a clearinghouse are going to be totally different. That's not related to that collateral requirement. It's a totally different thing. Are you going to go on panels with Vosh? I guess, yeah, it depends on what panel we're on. I still don't think I'll go on with that Rob guy. The skyrocketing price is also because you're buying a lot of shares. Buying shares puts some upward momentum on price, but not as much as the fact that you know they need them back. That's what's supposed to drive the price. That Sean shit as well. Oh, shit. Did you guys see that Jen tweet from a year ago for Sean and Jen? Supposedly, so basically Sean outsourced like 90% of the work to his fucking videos to Jen. She watched all the videos. She timestamped all the things for his videos. She put together all the talking points and shit. And apparently that's why he doesn't make any new fucking videos anymore. It's because she doesn't work for him anymore. That's why he does like 2 videos a year. That actually makes so much more sense then when you look at how dog shit his takes on Twitter are compared to his like YouTube videos. That's pretty funny. Do you think we will get many people coming on to debate after the manifesto? Nope. I don't think anybody will actually actively want to come and talk about this. Because I think most people realize they don't really know what they're talking about. But they cashed out. They got their dumb little fucking meme moment. And they made money on it. They don't give a fuck. They'll probably peace out. Does Wall Street Brett unironically think Jamie is going up again? Yes. Wall Street Bet right now thinks that Wall Street Bet is going to lie to you, and they're going to try to say, like, oh no, like, we know it's a meme, like, we know we're all going to lose, blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of people there that think that that stock is going to $1,000 still. That's why they keep trying to, like, falsely compare it over and over again to the Volkswagen short squeeze. Remember the graphs? You are here. We're right at the tip, and it's about to go to the moon. 1,000,000%. Can you explain how the one Wall Street Bet guy made huge gains on GME starting months ago? Because that guy months ago, it was a combination of he did a lot of due diligence, she died twice. Oh, she did twice. He did a lot of due diligence, and he'd been holding for a long time, and then probably a little bit of luck as well. Did he sell? I know he liquidated enough that he's like a millionaire now, but I think he held on to some things to like follow the memes on the subreddit. But
remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.
Who takes care of that if I'm sick?
Destiny? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem, man.
And it just